Oh, not again. Now you just got employed in a company or a school, and you just passed through the rest tests you have given you during your interviews, and you have gone through the hoops. And it came to the last one. Do you know how to use Microsoft Office? And you were like freaking out. What? It's not part of the interview. Why do you think so? Why do you think it's not part of the interview? Not again. Hi there, my name is Ashieducator. I'm your coach on educational technology, and thank you for joining me on this YouTube channel. But today we'll be looking at what to do when you are having some deficiency in the use of technology as a teacher or as an educator. The first thing you should do is not just run through a training. That's what many teachers do. They just run, let me get this training, let me get Microsoft Excel, let me know how to use Word. No. Don't run through the training. You need to settle your foundation. And what's your foundation? Having a digital ecosystem. Now, what is a digital ecosystem? You have to understand what an ecosystem is in normal language in your biology class. Simply the work of nature. When you talk about the ecosystem, it's talking about the work of nature, how organisms and the environment interact. Now, what in a typical ecosystem is you have the vegetations, you have the climate. Climate is part of the ecosystem, and you have the atmosphere, which is part of the ecosystem. You also have the land, the animals, and all that. Those are parts of the ecosystem. So each individual organisms have the way they interact with their environments. Now, in a typical technological environment, there's an ecosystem for teachers, there's an ecosystem for lawyers, there's an ecosystem for every different career. And the best thing you could do is to understand the ecosystem for your career as a teacher. So what do you look out for? You look out for what are the learning management systems, what are the apps, and how do I bring all this together into the classroom, or help me interact with my students, or help me assess my students, or help me create engaging lessons for my students. So this is what you're going to be checking out in this class. So I'll be taking you over to my screen sharing mode so that you could check out the normal ecosystem which you will come across in any educational establishment. Wherever you're going to teach, be the change in that environment, be the one to define the ecosystem, and that gives you a good leverage as a teacher. That gives you a good way of even negotiating your pay. Now we're looking at the ground support. Where are you supposed to be as a teacher? What groups are you supposed to belong to? And make sure you're in a group that are very competent, that actually meet your need. Don't just be in any group because everybody is in that group. You have Facebook groups, you have Edmodo groups, you have Google groups, you have Microsoft groups. So I'll show you how to get the requisite ground support. And in these groups, some of them offer free professional development, some of them have courses, and take the courses as much as possible. I will advise you on that. Take those courses as much as possible. It will help you a lot. It will help you build more strength, build more muscles, and actually it will help you know the best strategies to implement in your classroom. And sometimes most teachers just take those courses and looking for certificate. What are you looking for a certificate for? How competent are you? And don't be that teacher that carries a lot of certificates, or look for as much certificate as possible to get the next job or to get the next promotion. Don't be that kind of teacher. Be a competent teacher. Be a teacher that is hands-on. Yes, be a teacher that is hands-on, that can get dirty, that can get into the groove of your field using the technology that is available to you. So let's check out the relevant ground support and continuous professional development that is available to you. So don't be the teacher that goes into the interview and on the last part of it, and you find that you are qualified as a teacher, but you are not current as a teacher. And you don't want to be in that situation. I bet you that's the worst situation you can ever find yourself, and avoid that. So in this class, I will show you what to do as a teacher in building your ecosystem or in working with an ecosystem, a digital literacy ecosystem. So check out the screen share mode now. This is a webinar, or this is a video lesson. I promised I'll be talking about the digital ecosystem or the digital literacy ecosystem. I'll walk it like this. We'll talk about the different aspects of the ecosystem, then we'll move on to how you could go about it. Now first, I will be just taking a single aspect of each area of the ecosystem. For example, the ground support, we'll be looking at Microsoft Education Community. The vegetation, we'll be looking at PowerPoint. The cloud support, we'll be looking at Google Drive, and the river content flow support, we'll be looking at Skype or Google Hangout, or definitely Google Classroom, just to have a holistic view of it. But first, we'll be going to be starting with this aspect of it. That's the ground support. So the ground support simply means, as an educator, you need a way of getting information on best practices, or you need a way of getting information on the latest methodology or tool, or ways to up your game or work on yourself, or make your best use of your classroom, or improve learning, or improve your teaching strategy. So you really need that ground support, which you don't find maybe till recently, you don't find it because of social media. You don't find it as popular as before. Before you really needed your school to take you for a training, or to go for a seminar, workshop, or anything like that. Teachers don't really have their own personal ground support where they could get good feedback or get good ways to improve their practices or look for global best practices. So that is very important, and you need for a way of getting training and relating your experience with other educators who might likely discover that you have something to offer them, while they also have something to offer you. So we're looking at the ground support. That's our number one aspect there. So we're looking at Microsoft Education website. So if you're keen on that, you go to the website. This is the website, education.microsoft.com. education.microsoft.com. Basically, once you get into the website, you can sign in. For example, for example, you want to sign in, or if you already signed in, if you already have an account with them, then you can just sign up. Just sign up. To look at this, you click on the button there, sign in, then you click on Microsoft. You wait for it to load up a while it's still loading up. While I'm going through the sign up, so that you know how you can create an account and navigate your way. Okay, so that's it. So you are first timer, so you definitely need to create an account. That's here. Create an account, because you don't have any login info, so you need to create an account. So use your you can use your phone number, and you can get a new email address. So if you're creating an account, you use your probably Gmail, or use your phone number, then you go on to next till it gives you a form for you to fill in. Now after filling that form, you can now come into the okay, brings you here. So when you finish filling the form, it brings you here. So you get you have your profile, your achievement. Every course you take, you have an achievement for that. So your achievements will look like this. Let me click on my achievements on the website. Okay, so you have the badges, then you have the certificate. So once you click on the certificate, you can download that certificate after you finish a course. When you finish a course, you can download your certificate. But some of the courses are not certified, or they don't have certificate attached to them, so they just give you a badge for it. Your badge helps you become well identified in the community. So this is your ground, this is like my ground support. When I need info, when I need tools, or when I need new ideas when in regards to Microsoft products in relation with education. So when you're done with that, you can come straight, you can come straight to the 21st learning. It's a course there. Let me see. 21st century learning design is a fundamental course for every educator. It's a 20-hour course, and it gives you 7,500 points. Then you can see it's like 8 courses there. So you go click on it and you go and begin your course. So let me go back to, okay, so if I'm searching for 21st century learning design, I just type it there on the search bar, and it gives me this. So you can go to the introductory. Okay, you click on the first course, there you have the first, second, third courses. You click on the first course. The good thing about it, there are videos for all courses, so you just need to watch the video, read the notes, depending on that's where they differentiate their instructions here. So okay, say start course, 21st century learning design. So you have click start the course, and you're good to go. So this is the video for it. You could download a copy of the course on OneNote, and good thing about after the course, this is the table of contents. What does learning look like in 21st century? Are you learning? Are learning environment suitable for living and working in 21st century? Number 3, what are 21st century skills? Number 4, introduction to 21st century learning design framework. Then you take a quiz. So when you're done, you take a quiz. Then the quiz is, you must have to get 80% pass before, I think in all the courses anyway, you need 80% pass before you progress to the next stage, or before you are regarded as a certified teacher in that particular course you just took. So that's for the 21st century learning design. There are other courses. You have the training. Let me go through the menu. You have the training, courses, webinar, quick tip videos, badges, points, certificates, training preview. You have resources for teachers, and you can also add your lesson plan to share with other educators, and your video tutorial. Then you have a program for educators, and you have a school leader toolkit for school leaders, head teachers, and all that. Then you have the community find an educator, you can have a Skype session. This Skype session, you can actually have other experts coming to your classroom on Skype using a video conference method, and they will teach your students some professional things. You get to meet other experts too. You can actually have a Skype session with other schools. That's where you have mystery Skype or Skype collaboration, so you can collaborate with your lesson you have designed for your student to share with other teachers around the world, and they bring their students. Now the essence of this is to actually expose your students and expose your classroom to best practices or best ideas around the world as an educator, because you cannot really be teaching the way you're teaching and believe that's the best way. You could actually expose yourself to better practices or even share your ideas with other educators. So that's for your ground support. I'll only be treating Microsoft community. So like we discussed, you go to the website education.microsoft.com and you sign in, then create an account, then fill in the forms, then you have an account. You put your profile picture there so that people will know that you are serious with the website or with your tools. Then you have achievements, your favorites, you can connect and everything. So I'm just showing you how to get started with any course there. So your first course should be 21st Century Learning Design. It's a very in-depth course on how to teach 21st century skills. The course 1, you have the course 2 is collaboration, how to teach collaboration, how to teach skilled communication, knowledge construction, that's the course 4, self-regulation, real world problem solving and innovation, ICT for learning, that's the course 7, and the final course is embedding 21st century learning design in practice. So as an educator, this should be your first 8 courses you should take, and it gives you 7,500 points, and the video you watch for 20 hours. So it could be what you take time during this holiday, during the week, and you can complete the course and see how you can embed it in your professional practice. So that's it with our ground support. I'll go on next to the content creation. Thank you so much.
Great, welcome back. So we've been able to touch these few ground support continuous professional development groups. We talked about Microsoft Education support. So subsequently we'll look at other ground support that is relevant to you as a teacher. So basically your ground support is your most powerful tool or your most powerful weapon to advance your course in the use of technology. Thank you for joining me again. In the next, we'll look at the other aspects of the ecosystem. So thank you.